Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just start by introducing myself. My name is Silvester from DK1. The topic of presentation is to present about transportation, storage, and refining processes in oil and gas. The objective of this presentation is to present about how to transport, storage, and refining processes in oil and gas. I divided my talk into four main parts. Firstly is about effective transportation of oil and gas. Secondly is storage crude oil. Thirdly is refining processes. And lastly is distillation. I will be using the overhead projector. The presentation will take about 4 to 6 minutes. I'll be glad to take any question at the end of my presentation. I am very grateful that you come today. Okay, let's start the first point, which is talk. So, the first point is transportation. Transportation oil and gas are transported mainly through subsea or underground pipeline. Also, overground pipeline and tanker can also be used. The main transportation method is subsea or underground pipelines. Besides that, shuttle tankers also play a vital role in oil transportation. Where are pipelines located? Pipelines located thousands of kilometers of pipelines around the world. And then, how are pipelines laid? Pipelines laid on the sea by specially built lay baggage. After that, storage. Storage can be also offshore or onshore. Now, on offshore storage usually consists of large batteries of tank built at or near refineries, while subsea storage unit a large tanks anchored to the sea bed and linked via riser to the platform. When the tanker is full, it sails back to shore for the crude oil to be refined. So that's all I have to say on the first point. Any question on that? Okay. Let's move on the second section, which is refining. Once the oil and gas been shipped ashore, if is then handled by the downstream oil and gas industry for refining. A refinery takes a crude oil and refineries it into production such as fuels and plastic, which are used by end consumer. Refineries are usually classified as either sweet or sour. What meaning is sweet? Sweet means that it can only handle non-sulfurous crude. And then sour. Sour means that it can be handled sulfurous or non-sulfurous crude. Lastly is distillation. Fluid can be separated into component parts such as gasoline and diesel using distillation. Okay, that's everything on part 2. I will now move on part 3. Here, I would like to highlight how the distillation processes in oil and gas. As you can see on this slideshow, here is how the processing distillation works. If you want to work in oil and gas industry, I would suggest to work at oil and gas refining processes because more experience that you can get. Okay, that brings me to the end of my presentation. Before I finish, let me just go over my presentation. In conclusion, I would like to say again all of the part that I present, which is about way or a step for transportation, storage and refining in oil and gas. I have prepared a handout which I will pass around. Are there any questions? If there are any questions, I finish there. Thank you for your attention.